Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're going to be doing more video editing, and it looks like we're right near the end of our this particular video clip. First of two clips here. So let's see what we got.
Train scenes. But you can see it's got this nice foreshortened, it is getting smaller as it goes backwards.
I don't love
A
that.
set of like Japanese train scenes. But you can see it's got this nice foreshortened, it is getting smaller as it goes backwards. And if you look at it from certain angles, that means that it really gives the impression of depth of the thing.
What did I say here before I said that?
Scenes.
Oh wait, no, we want this.
But you can see it's got this nice foreshortened, right here you can, see the foreshortening working, but it's actually, if you look at it from a bird's eye view, it is getting, if you look at it from like a bird's eye view, it's actually.
So I kind of just stopped mid-phrase.
Right here we have from a set of like Japanese train scenes, but you can see it's got this nice, if you look at it from like a bird's eye view, it is getting smaller as it goes backwards. And if you look smaller as it goes back, it is getting Japanese train scenes. If you look at it from like a bird's eye view, it is getting smaller as it goes backwards. And if you look at it from certain angles, that means that it really gives the impression of depth of the thing moving farther into the background, which is kind of it's a cool effect for sure.
Okay, now what do we got here?
This one here is like,
Alright, that works.
it's a cool effect for sure.
We got to put the same audio effects on this one. And then what's our gain is 6.
Sure. This one, it's a cool effect for sure. This one here is like,
So can we get anything more out of this?
it's a cool effect for sure. This one here is like a metal deer on a stand, which this is another certain angles. That means that it
I'm just going to boost the audio on everything here.
really gives the impression of depth of the thing moving farther into the background, which is kind of it's a cool effect for sure. This one here is like a metal deer on a stand, which this is another paradigm for Japanese toys, which is like kind of like hunting lodge animal statues. So we have a bunch of these on our fridge. We also have like some like boar heads and deer heads and stuff. If I had remembered, I would have put those in this as well. But a lot of times there's like magnets of like, the head of a deer, head of a boar, that kind of stuff. So this one's a deer, and it's, what does it say on here? Hold on, let me look closer at it. It says, oh, well, it says impara, but you can see that by yourself. It's in English as well. Impara. This is one of my favorite sets of toys. It turns out I have a lot of favorite sets, but this one is cats. It's in English as well. Impara. This is one of my favorite sets of toys.
A lot of this stuff too, we don't need to get super like technically fancy with it. Like I'm not going to cover up movements and take out every millisecond of breath that's not necessary. Like this is kind of more of a tour. It's supposed to have more of like a almost like a live feeling. So let's see if we can let's kind of preserve a lot of that stuff. Aussie Jacko, oh, I'm glad you like the podcast. Welcome into the stream, first of all. You found one of our secret streams, which is to say that it's not advertised on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, any of our channels, or any of that stuff. Welcome on into the stream. Let's get an exclamation mark podcast in there for Aussie Jacko. Found the Twitch Playbook blog. Oh, nice. You found the blog version. Good stuff. Thanks for taking the time to create something like this for others. I've been streaming myself for 2 years, bringing up stuff and learning things from the articles you've read. Very glad you enjoyed it. Anybody who doesn't know what Aussie Jacko is talking about, the Twitch Playbook is a free podcast and blog that I created to help you guys with your Twitch channels. It's on iTunes, Spotify, all the major podcast platforms. Welcome on into our secret stream. We are editing one of our YouTube videos here. This one is a tour through some of the capsule toys that I've collected in my travels to Tokyo.
This is one of my favorite sets of toys. It turns out I have a lot of favorite sets, but this one is cats jumping into boxes, which who doesn't love that, right? So this is actually two parts. The cat you can do by itself. He actually just, you know, is here, and then you can have him jump into the box, and it's just such a great little piece. So we have that one. We actually also have this one, which is a cat inside of a tissue box. This is the one that I, you know.
I don't really have a camera angle change for this, so I can't do anything about it.
Jump into the box. Is here, and then you just cat you can do by itself. He actually just jumping into boxes, which who doesn't love that, right? So this is actually two parts. The cat you can do by itself. He actually just
I don't know if I have like a separate thought here for the cat. We might just cut this before we even break him apart. What are your plans this week, Aussie Jacko? What are you planning on doing with your time? I'm going to be finishing up the South by Southwest offerings on Amazon. I've watched 6 out of the 7 South by movies in the couple of days that they've been up there. Got to get to that last one.
But this one is cats jumping into boxes, which who doesn't love that, right? So this is actually two parts. The cat you can do by itself.
That thought is not really able to be split.
Is here, and then you can have him jump into the box.
Okay, wait. We can do this.
Here, and then you can have is here, and then you is here, and then is here, and then you can have him jump into the box, and such a great little piece. So we have that one. We actually also have this one, which
okay, ready for this?
Is here, and then you can have him jump into the box.
1, 2. Cut this.
But this one is cats jumping into boxes, which who doesn't love that, right? So this is actually two parts. The cat.
Okie dokie. We're gonna cut the audio but not the video. Get rid of that.
The cat is here, and then you can have him jump into the box.
Perfect. Okay, now.
So we have that one. We actually also have
Wonder if we can even just use this clip here.
So we have that one. We actually also have to the box. So we have that one. We actually also have this one, which is a cat.
We could even do that. We don't need to get super fancy with that. But we can always have a cut that kind of spans across.
So we have that one. We actually also have this one, which is a...
Yeah, that cut works better. Aussie Jacko, it's 3 a.m. over there. Oh, okay. I didn't really put 2 and 2 together that you were probably located in Australia. Not currently working, so you'll be trying to get some behind-the-scenes stuff done. Cool. It's a good time for it. Enjoy your sleep if you end up going to bed. And you would not be blamed for doing so. It is late at night. This is one of our chillest streams, aka something that will likely cause anyone to fall asleep if it's late.
We also have this one, which is a cat inside of a tissue box. This is the one that I got. And it's you can see that it's actually in like Scott's brand tissues. He's in a Scottish Fold brand of tissue box. It's called Scottish Fold Box.
Can you see that on there?
Yeah, I love that little detail. This is a cat who's jumping into a bag, I guess that came from the fish market. And they actually detail out, you know, even though you're not really going to see his face, you can still see the cat's face if you take him out of the bag. So I appreciate that it's not like, you know, because they know that the face is going to be the thing that goes in the bag, so no one's going to see it. But they still make it, you know, and I think maybe it's supposed to be like this, where he's like jumping downwards. Because he's got like the angled face like that. I love cats. This is another series of toys that's like big-chinned animals.
I have no idea what the logic of this toy series is, this capsule toy here. But I really love it though. Animals with big chins. That's literally the only thesis that I can come up with for that. I don't know what else it's supposed to be. Aussie saying, wanted to come in and show some love. The blog is really awesome. I'm glad you like it. Very glad you like it. Let's get some hearts in that chat. I'm glad you like the blog version too. The most people know the podcast. The blog is lesser known, so I'm glad you enjoy it.
This is another series of toys that's like big-chinned animals. So we have this, which is like, I guess, a water buffalo or something. And then somewhere else I have a, where's this other one? Oh, so we have this water buffalo here. And then we also have this guy who's a tiger. And they're, I don't know, they're just funny looking. I like them. They got the big chins and they're animal. This one's just a straight
That's
up
my
trash
explanation.
can. Not much to say about it, I guess. It's just a trash can. Maybe it goes on a pencil or something. I don't know what it's supposed to really be, but it's a trash can. And why not get a trash can out of? I don't know what it's supposed to really be, but it's a trash can.
I like the idea of cutting it right there.
And why
Let's
not
see what
get
else
a
I
trash
say.
can out of a capsule machine? My brother and I are fascinated specifically with Japanese trash. It's a very clean city, but they don't really use dumpsters, so they just dump all their trash on the, like, they're very neat trash bags on the sides of their businesses, on the street and stuff. So it's like it's a particular type of like cleanliness that also sometimes feels a little bit dirty, which is interesting. This is another cat.
So we can cut it right here. It's a good anecdote, but not necessarily for this video. There's a lot of opportunity, you know, our vlog channel is very new here, but we have a lot of opportunity to do videos that we haven't even tried yet of, you know, roundups of various things that we've done in Tokyo. We have, I believe, 20 individual live broadcasts that I've done from Tokyo. Any of those we could make vlogs about, and various parts from them. So the story about trash is more suited to one of those than one of these capsule toy videos. No need to cover too many subjects in the same video, I guess.
It's a trash can. This is another cat. This is another cat.
All right, so we're gonna stagger the edit here.
It's a trash can. This is another cat one.
I'm always a fan of staggering edits. I don't like to cut on the cut.
Trash can. This is another cat. This is another cat one, which is like a little cat's, you know, bed or something, like little cat's nook, where you can see him inside there sleeping. I just love me some cats. We got a little fox man here with, I think he's got like a straw hat. Yeah, he's got like a hat on, so he's also holding something. I don't know what he's holding there.
Yeah, I can't tell what he's holding.
Sandwich, maybe? I don't know. This one's another Mobile Suit Gundam. You know, you might imagine in Japan Gundam's a big thing, but you might not imagine the extent to which it's a big thing. A lot of times, you know, some famous Japanese franchises don't necessarily have a lot of toys. You know, and it's the same in America, where like it depends on how toyable something is, how easy it is for something to turn into a toy, I guess. Gundam obviously lends itself very well because you can make model kits. There's so many different kinds of Gundams. You know, you can put them onto so many things. And there's a lot of love for Gundam in Japan specifically. So, like, you know, you won't necessarily see a lot of, like, you know, like Dragon Quest or Persona or like...
I can't really make that edit, though.
A lot of, like, you know, like Dragon Quest or Persona or a lot of the, like, video games that we love on stream and everything, because there's not as much opportunity for making toys, but Gundam is absolutely huge. Like, even a lot of the more famous anime, like, I don't know, like Naruto or like the really mainstream Sword Art Online, the ones that people really love. There's not necessarily that many toys of them, but Gundam you'll always see. So this
is the kind of anecdote that's like somebody hears it and they go, yeah, of course there's a lot of Gundam. I know that Gundam's popular in Japan. And no matter how much I explain it, because I clearly go very far out of my way to try and explain the prevalence of Gundam versus everything else, I still don't think someone who hasn't been to Japan would understand it based on this anecdote. So I'm going to cut that out purely because you'd need to see it or be there to understand what I mean.
This one is a Gundam that is sitting on top of a bottle cap.
Yeah, because the preconceived notion that any American or non-person who hasn't been to Japan would think is like, oh yeah, it's a popular anime. I know Gundam's popular here, so it's popular there, but it's not really the same.
You might not imagine the extent to it. This one's another Mobile Suit Gundam. You might imagine in Japan Gundam's a big thing, but you might not imagine the extent to it is a big thing. A lot of times, some franchises don't have a lot of toys. Like, it depends on how toyable something is, how easy it is for something to turn into a toy, I guess. Gundam obviously lends itself very well because you can make model kits. There's so many different kinds of Gundams. You can put them onto so many things, and there's a lot of love for Gundam in Japan.
Okay, so we're gonna cut that part.
So, you won't necessarily see a lot of onto so many.
If you, Aussie Jacko, are hanging out in the stream still, haven't fallen asleep yet, then have you been to Japan? I know that's a big destination, vacation destination for people on the Australian continent, since it's, I guess, the closest place to go. I know there's a lot of tourism from Australia and Japan.
You can put them onto so
I've
many.
certainly met a lot of Australians in Japan.
Put them onto so many things. So this one is a Gundam that is sitting on top. Is a Gundam that is sitting on top of.
So we can just, it doesn't matter which clip we're using at this moment. So we'll switch this, stagger that, and boom.
You can put them onto so many things. So this one.
Okie dokie, good. Stagger this.
Put them onto so many things. So this one.
Give this 3 frames.
So this one. So many things. So this one is a Gundam that is sitting on top of a. Put them onto so many things. So this one is a Gundam.
It's gonna need a couple frames to breathe.
You can put them onto so many things. So this one is a Gundam that is sitting on top of a bottle cap. That is sitting on top of a bottle cap. And the idea is that I guess it goes on top of your bottle cap, so you can I don't really know why you'd want it. Maybe if you're having a Gundam themed party, you can put. And the idea is that I guess.
Oops. Oh, these are linked, I get it. Can I not unlink this?
On top of a bottle cap. I don't really know why you is sitting on top of a bottle cap. I don't really know.
It's still a jump cut, but whatever. I don't mind that much the cut here.
A bottle cap. I don't really know why you'd want it. Maybe if you're having a Gundam themed party, you can put these guys on top of the bottle of 2-liter Coke or something, and it just feels more themed. There's not really a great reason for it. One interesting thing was we went to the Japanese post office to send a letter, and they had a big collection of all the possible Gundam bottle caps, which was really cool to see. Obviously, a lot of this stuff is really just for collecting. You're not necessarily going to use most of it for practical purposes a lot of times. This one's like a dumpling man or something, and he's got a.
I like this guy. I have no idea what that toy is supposed to be, but it's interesting looking. Ladies and gents, that's going to do it for our secret stream today. Thank you everybody for joining. Once again, if anybody wants to find the YouTube channel where these videos we're editing get posted, you can check out that link in the chat. It's a link to our newest video up on our vlog YouTube channel. We have 4 of them posted there already. All 4 of them have been edited 100% live on stream and then posted to that channel. So you can actually not only see the video, but also the entire behind the scenes process of making it, if for anybody who is interested in video editing or just wants to see how our stuff gets made. Now, if you don't know the Twitch channel that you're watching right now, it's called The Voice of Nick. On here I stream 3 times a day, 7 days a week. We play story-based games. We also do other stuff like video editing every once in a while. And if you want to see any more of it, don't forget to hit that follow button. Up top you see that follower goal of 10. We're currently at 5, so we're halfway there, guys. Now we're going to jump out of it. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.